Hi everybody, I'll give everybody a few minutes to hop on in. Just wanted to, while I'm doing that, I'll introduce myself. Hi Jen, I'm glad that you are with me today. So my name is Elena Tercero and I am a CPA licensed in the state of New Mexico. I have my own accounting firm. The name is Little Light Accounting. You can find me on Facebook or on my website, same thing, Little Light Accounting. And I wanted to share with you today, you're very welcome. That almost looks like, oh, I think I recognize you. With the Twitter handle names or the Periscope names, if they're not, doesn't have your name, if you wouldn't mind just putting a dash and then next to it, it looked like Ashton, but I wasn't quite sure. So what I'm going to share with you today is tips on how to avoid being audited by the IRS when you have your own business, and even when you actually are just doing your own personal taxes. You know, there are some things that you can deduct from tax returns that you still need documentation for. So I wanted to run through that. And I also have some tips on my website that you can sign up for. So if you go to bit.ly/LLA tax tips, you can sign up for my emails and I will send out 5 business tax tips for you. So I gave everybody a few minutes to jump on in, so let me go ahead and actually get started with those record keeping tips that I've got for you. So the first thing that I suggest every business owner to do is to have a separate bank account. This really is huge for you as a business owner, because when you're going to do your taxes, it makes your life that much easier when you have everything for your business all in one place and you're not having to search and search and search for those deductions that you possibly could take, but they're in your personal account or they're in a credit card that you have, but you use that for personal and for business. So if you have, so I highly recommend that you have your own checking account separate for your business. And also, if you're going to take payments from people, that you either have a separate PayPal, or if you need the card swiper, that you use a service like Square. And you have that separate, and it is only for business purposes. So that way you can bring everything in all in one place. If you are going to use a credit card for your business or have need to have a credit card for your business, I don't really encourage it, but if you need one, then I would do the same thing, to have one designated credit card to be used only for business purposes, because it makes your process much easier at the end of the year when you take everything to your tax advisor. So the next thing that's really important is to remember what it is you need to keep records of. So things that you're purchasing, you're going for, you're taking somebody out to lunch, you're purchasing something as a gift for one of your clients. You want to save receipts for those sorts of things. If you use your vehicle, there's certain expenses that you can deduct that I will actually talk to more specifically about in another Periscope. So I won't get into the nitty-gritty details of what that includes, but receipts. If you purchase anything that is under $75, the IRS does not require you to keep those receipts. You do, however, have to have it documented. So you have the documentation on your bank statement. So that's the documentation, but then you also need to record the purpose of the transaction. So some of those things, and I'll talk about what specifically you have to record in just a few minutes. So anything that's over $75 though, you do need to keep that receipt. That is important. So you want to hold on to that receipt, and the same thing, you're going to document what that receipt was for, what the purpose was for. And so when you're documenting that, what do you need? So you need to remember some basic things: who, what, when, where, why. So who were you with? Where were you? It'll show you where you were because it's going to be on the receipt, right? Wherever you spent that money. But what was the purpose? When and why? Why were you meeting? Were you discussing, it should be business related, of course. So what were you talking about specifically with your business? Were you taking a client out to lunch, to say thank you for being with you as a customer? Were you taking somebody out to coffee so that way you can talk more about what it is you do in your business? Whatever that is, short, brief. If you want to keep, paperwork can be cumbersome to hold on to those receipts. There are also places where you can, or apps that you can download to be able to use to take a picture of that receipt and then document what it was for, that who, what, when, why, and then you're done. You've got it. That's your record. If not, you can record that information in a date timer if you have one. Keep it somewhere like that, or you can put it on the back of the receipt. That works just as well, but then you're gonna have to hold on to those receipts. And if you want, like some apps that I use personally for my business, I use FreshBooks. They do charge a fee. They also do invoicing, which is really nice, but I can also bring in my bank account information. So I can download all my bank account information directly into the app. So that way everything is there. I categorize it. I can put the description. I can put that information right in there and it's there. So once I go to do my taxes at the end of the year, all of the types of deductions that I can take are already in their little buckets. And then I just have to, the income's already there, every little expense is there, and how it's classified on the tax return. And I can just take that and then put it right into my tax return. So it's really nice. There is a fee. I do have, if you do want to use FreshBooks for that, I do have a link. So email me, elena@littlelight.accounting.com, and I will send you the link. So that way you will get 15% off using my referral link, which will really help. I think it's about $15 a month. So it's really reasonably priced. I really love FreshBooks and what it can do and what it has. And then there's another one, another Expensify, another app that you can use. I haven't really used it a whole lot myself because I'm using FreshBooks, but I do also have a client that uses Wave. That is also an app that you can download, put it on your phone. It does invoicing. It also brings in the bank account information into the app. So everything is all together, which makes it really nice. Helps you tremendously. So those were really some of the important record keeping tips for you for today. Just a quick recap. Make sure that you have your own bank account. That really is important to have, because that way you can have everything separate. When you do need to buy something that's personal, then just do a transfer and move that money out and into your personal account. So that way everything and only deposits, of course, need to come in that are business related. So really important to have your own bank account. Receipts that are under $75, you do not need to keep a copy of the receipt, but do document anything over $75. The receipt does need to be saved. You can make take a picture of it, put some information in there. Those tips on who, what, when, why are really important. Just like anything else, make sure that you have that detailed information in there. Does anybody have any questions related to the record keeping? Give you guys a few minutes to startup costs. Can't get business account without a business first. Depending on what bank you want to go to, there are banks that will allow you can open up a personal account and know that it's your business account. And then once you go through all of the process to get your business set up properly, then you can go and change that account from a personal to a business, and then you can take them the federal identification number that you need from the IRS and any documentation from your state. So you still can set up a separate account. It can be a personal account, but know that that is your business account. And that'll help. So that way, as you're going. You're welcome, Jen. Anybody else? Any other questions? And sometimes setting up those businesses can seem to be overwhelming, can take a long time, but other times it really isn't that difficult. So depending on the state, if you have specific questions about setting up your business in the state that you live in, send me an email and we can talk about that. The process, I know the process in New Mexico very well. I've set up quite a few businesses for my clients and also for myself. So I know that process really well, like the back of my hand. I know exactly what needs to be filled out, and in your state, it will be very similar, just knowing what organization to go to, what state agency to go to. So shoot me an email, alena@littlelightaccounting.com. And does anybody else have any other questions? And don't forget that I do have 5 tax tips, business tax tips, free for you on my website to download. You can go to bit.ly/LLA tax tips. And LLA just stands for Little Light Accounting. It's the acronym for it. So download those. Those are some really good additional tips that I have for you and your business of what you can deduct. And I'll talk about some of them in upcoming Periscopes. So some of it, I will go more into depth with it. If you did find this information valuable and useful, please make sure to share with your friends. Just click on the little person. It's usually the easiest. Click on the little person and the information will show up, so that way you can share it with your friends. And I will do another Periscope tomorrow, and I'm going to talk specifically about advertising. So there's traditional advertising, and nowadays there's non-traditional, or what the old days non-traditional. So that social media, specifically advertising, what is deductible, what isn't deductible when you're looking at trying to advertise your business to people and to get more clients and customers into your business. So I really enjoyed spending this time with you guys. I look forward to talking with you again tomorrow. And I will thank you very much for the hearts. Share, like I asked, if you wouldn't mind sharing with your friends if you found this valuable, helpful, useful. I will be doing more tax tips upcoming. So I look forward to talking with you again. I'll see you later. Bye.